Still very unhappy about the decision on turning the USA green. I don't know why people get so hung up on the colours of nations. Like, if anyone should be red, it should be the United Kingdom, because you know the whole history with redcoats. The fact that it's not red, it's brown, who cares? The only one that absolutely should never change is the Netherlands, which is actually not orange. Okay, I hate this game, I'm never playing it again. It's terrible because the Netherlands isn't orange. You also need the storage buildings for the different things. We have 0 rubber storage buildings. Oh. Oh yeah. Okay, in that case, no point building up these surpluses. So the fact that I have a surplus of tungsten actually makes sense now. Okay, well that's another thing that I'll need to build. Which I guess are these. Chromium storage can go in Orderland here. Which we will do once Rhineland's built. And rubber can be Thuringen. And Hessen. Because rubber is something I'm probably going to need to store a fair amount of, and Thuringen can also do me some more chromium. What's the chance of me buying in chromium during the war? Turkey's got it, so Turkey is probably going to be a decent source. I may not need to store chromium. Likewise Greece, likewise Sweden. Yeah, chromium I'm probably gonna be okay on. One thing I do want to just double check is whether higher tier tanks use chromium. No, they use tungsten. Okay, so chromium probably don't need as many of, so I think I'll just build the one chromium factory just so I can keep a surplus. But rubber I'm definitely going to struggle with, so maybe I'll do the third. Well, I can get synthetic rubber. Let's get 2 rubber places. I think that'll be fine. How much are these to build? 5,000. How much is a factory? 8,000. Okay. That's fine. Speaking of factories and that being fine, we are still doing spy agency upgrades. Tanks. I need to make sure I don't get encircled. We are fine. No, you stay here actually. And we do need to prepare another plan, which is going to be going for here. I would like to see if I can cut, or if I can save this division. But I could really do with some more Spanish divisions coming around to support our offensives. That would be nice. And I still need to research the tank designer. Right, before we get distracted, let's get one of these. So heavy tanks, not for a while. Heavy tanks, not for a while. Panzer 5s, not for a while. Panzer 2s and 3s, I think that Alket might be the one for us. Because I do fully intend to switch production from Panzer 1s to 2s entirely. And Panzer 3s... Alright, let's just do another quick check. What's the difference between the 2 and the 3? Threes are more breakthrough. They are twice as expensive in terms of resources. Resources I'm not that worried about. Steel in particular we have a lot of. They're better at hardness. They're better at hard attack. They're better at defense. They're worse at armor. Is that always going to be the case? They're better at piercing. So Panzer 2Cs are anti-infantry. You have soft attack? No, they have better soft attack too. I'd like to compare, say, these two. Okay, so the Panzer 3s, definitely more defense, more breakthrough, more hardness, slightly more soft attack, lots more hard attack, very slightly slower, lots more armor, eventually, lots more piercing. So yeah, eventually Panzer 3s are 100% going to take over from the Panzer 2s. Which means that I would like to encourage the production of the Panzer 3s, which is you. because that reduces the IC cost, increases reliability, which means we'll have less breakdowns, and also increases their damage done. Speed and reliability would also be nice. I'd like Krupp because I like armor, but no, I think Alket's going to be the one for us. We already have Panzer IVs? No, yes, we do. Alright, how's a Panzer IV compared to a 3? Bearing in mind that these are slightly newer. Panzer IVs are a lot quicker. That's interesting. Huzzah! So Panzer IIIs really are anti-armor. Like, their piercing is a lot better. Their hard attack is a lot better. Panzer IV soft attack is better, their breakthrough is slightly better. Their armor is identical. I think it's at this level. The Panzer IV F, where they start to outscale the 3s, I think. Historically. Yeah, Panzer IV F, like double the armor. They do get slower though. So I think initially 3s are going to be where it's at, and we'll upgrade eventually to 4s. So we'll focus 3s. Which means I should really have been researching a 3 there. Never mind. So I'm still going to say Alcat for the soft attack and the reliability. Although Daimler-Benz does have speed and reliability, but speed's not necessarily the best. Yeah, I like Alcat. We're going to go with Alcat. And I'm also going to save the game real quick, because I want to see if this works. 2C, go to the 3A. Actually, that looks like it's going to cancel it completely, which I don't want to do. Okay. Okay, it looks like there's a whole bunch more Spaniards coming around to support any offensives here, so I'm going to say go ahead and attack again. Because these guys are finally starting to arrive in decent numbers. Okay, now we can press the assault and see if we can lift the siege on Mercia. I have a really bad feeling we're going to be like an hour too late. Oh, god damn it! Yep. Bayerische Flugzeugwerk was the new fighter, which we'll definitely want to upgrade. And we want to get the Stuka. Medium artillery upgrade. Let's get the heavy artillery done as well. Soul Reaper, thank you very much for the Prime resubscription, coming in with a 3-month resubscription. Thank you very much for that. Panzer IVs were historically meant to be infantry support, and Panzer IIIs more anti-tank. Haha. Yes, they eventually got more powerful 75mm guns over the 3s, 50s, and lighter army until the Panther arrived. I mean, the Panther is an entirely different class. Yeah, Panthers are Panzer Vs, which we don't get until 43. And then Panzer 7s are apparently the super heavies. Interesting. We need our battleships. We need our land ships. Okay, we can do another upgrade. So, Operation Rugen. Or Operation Ursula. In the area. What area are we talking about? Oh, Bilbao. See, Bilbao has already fallen, so I don't think that's actually going to do us any good. And I'm also fairly sure that I've done Operation Ursula before. This doesn't benefit me at all, except a little bit of naval experience, which again, I don't massively need. So I think I'd kind of rather prefer to save the command power for these things. So I'm going to go ahead and reform our military command. We haven't done that yet. You know what? Stop. Let's have you trying to cut off a pocket here. So go to Swenka and then north from there. We'll see if we can cut this off, because I'm kind of realizing I have a feeling the reason that my allies are struggling is because I am extending their lines quite a bit without any real strategic advantage. I mean, when I was trying to... Another partisan down here. Well, there's now a real advantage. So we'll wait until we got the planning preparation, then we'll strike out again. Is it easy in Black Ice to go historical with the German Navy, so less subs, more surface fleet? Yeah. I mean, you do have in this a choice between Plan Z and Sea Lion. Not Sea Lion. What's it called? Untersee. Where's it gone? Kriegsmarine. Here you go. Plan Z versus U-boat. I mean, it's not an either or, it's both. But you can basically choose how heavy you want to go in either direction. Which I do like. You can, in fact, do both if you want to go super heavy in. Oh! Okay, we won. So apparently we'd done enough damage to them that we won. Fantastic. You're welcome! Okay, and now that we've done that, there was a Spain section over here, so we can now do lessons from the Spanish campaign, which will give us a ton of experience. Ahead of time on mobile warfare, battlefield support, mountaineer, and heavy dual ATAA. And then possibly an alliance with Spain.
Raiding party!
To Minty, to Fresh, thank you very much for the raid. Hey Minty, how are you doing? And how are your viewers doing? Hope you're having a good evening so far. Or morning. Is it morning over there? It's probably morning. I'm guessing it's morning. Maybe afternoon? I'm not actually sure what the time difference is between the UK and you. "8:20 AM. Sounds like a good time to go to bed. Alright. There's the Hammond Goering Works. Transport ships are done. So now we can do establish Volkswagen, which will give us a lot of vehicle factories, which will allow us to get motorized and mechanized a lot cheaper. That's interesting. Or we can start working on the civilian military factories. There are a lot of free synthetic refineries around. Like a lot. But yeah, I think that we want to go this one. And then probably go down this. Try and get these industries going. Oh, especially as that gives us an industry research slot. Yeah, we want to go that way. Okay, let's do this. Cooperation between the armament industry and our civilian industry can increase efficiency and help them find synergies. This idea comes from a general named George Thomas, who's been leading the armament department of the Wehrmacht for some time. And then we have a research slot, which is naval. Aha. So it is now 1937. We can get improved aeroplane catapults. Or magnetic detonators, which would be really good for our submarines. Yeah, you know what? I like that idea. Let's get the magnetic detonator. How did the money end with the stream last night? Good stream, I enjoyed. The tin foil hat, by the way. Yes, we raised $5,100 last night for Stand Up to Cancer, which still just completely blows me away. Like, the generosity and good spirit of this community as a whole is just so incredible that, yeah, 12-hour stream. That's why my voice is still a little bit rickety at the moment. Went all the way through, and we raised $5,100, so yeah. Pretty damn impressive. How's this game going? It is good. So this is hard to find. We're currently playing the Black Ice mod, which basically makes things ultra historical and ultra in depth. As you probably saw, the focus tree just has a lot more stuff going in it. The technology trees, like, just judging by the number of slots you now get, probably gives you some kind of idea of just how in depth this thing is in terms of tech. There's just more going on. A lot of tech tree are only main one for the countries. I know that Germany has their own tech tree. I think several of the majors do. But I don't know which ones. So, for example, the German tech tree is all about the Panzer development. That's great with the bits and the subs. I watched all of it, and it was well worth it. I hope to see you finish the CK3 run at some point. Yeah, like, playing as Jerusalem was actually really interesting, because you're in just such a hard spot. And seeing as we've still got Queen Zatalia on the throne, we're pretty stable. But I do kind of dread to see what's going to happen when the succession occurs, because that's when we become vulnerable, because that's when we lose all of our special mission troops. Alright, I want to continue trying to do as many of these as possible, which is just going to require a ton of command power. Low war support. Oh! Command generation requires war support. Well, in that case, we should probably try to do something to bolster that. Except all of these are just for stability, they're not war support, I don't think. Yeah, there's no way of increasing war support at the moment, so unfortunately our command power isn't going to go up. It's pretty impressive no one's able to get into Hotline 4 as more and CK3 and Stellaris. CK3 is in a really good place at the moment. Stellaris, I like it. I still struggle a little bit, but I think that's more just because I'm not as comfortable with the sci-fi setting as I am with fantasy or historical. It's just personal preference. Like, Stellaris itself is a perfectly good game. Anyway, gotta go and run, wake the partner and get stuff done. See you, Minty, and thanks again for the raid. Looking forward to D&D on Monday. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be very good. Stellaris is my jam. Yeah, I mean, I like Stellaris perfectly well. I just like it less than any of the others. That's the only thing. Like, if Paradox didn't have so many games I liked, then Stellaris would be top of my list. CK3 is the best game that Paradox have done in years. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Since the release of EU4, I would say that CK3 is the best. I'm now desperately trying to remember what's come in the interim. So it went CK2, EU4, Stellaris? No. Feels like there was something between EU4 and Stellaris, surely. Imperator was after Stellaris. Was Stellaris really the next game after... Oh, Hearts of Iron, yeah, duh. The one I'm playing right now. Yeah, when CK2, E4, Hearts of Iron 4, Stellaris, Imperator. Unannounced. And I'm excited about... I'm as excited about the unannounced game as you guys are. I'm very, very, very curious about it. CK2 was good, but I really didn't like the witchcraft stuff in it. Yeah, like... I feel like they went a little bit off the rails. It was clear that there was a change in leadership who really liked the kind of wacky stuff, and I really didn't. Imperator was balls. When it first released it was. Imperator now is genuinely good. Anyone remember much of the Eagles? I played a grand total of about 30 minutes of it. Doesn't Paradox have the rights to Game of Thrones? As far as I know, yeah, I think they do. City Skylines isn't Paradox. It's published by Paradox, but it's not PDS. Although technically, EU4 isn't PDS anymore, which is weird. I'm not entirely sure what drove that. So the in-house Paradox Development Studios games now are Crusader Kings 3, Stellaris, and Hearts of Iron. EU4 is Tinto. That is not under the PDS umbrella. Which game do I think it will be? I do know, so I'm not going to say. I'm not even going to, like, respond to people guessing. Because I might give something away and I don't want to do that. But you guys can discuss away in chat. Like, discuss away. Arms deal. What are we going to do? So we can sell. We're going to sell. We don't need to smuggle. We can sell. Damn insider knowledge. Yep. Free dockyards. What are we going to do? Oh, that means that we've actually finished all of these. Excellent. So do we want to break out some more of the Nuremberg class? I think yes. So we're going to build this, and I think I might actually just queue up 2. And then once this is done, maybe start building submarines? I'm trying to remember what exactly my plan for the sea was. Oh, we have a Panzerschiff built. Sweet. So there's the Storers. Light cruisers were going to go with their heavy cruisers and the Panzerschiffs. I remember that. So you need to be in a different unit. No, cruiser. These were already in the list. See, they've already got some work done on them. They'll be in production for quite a long time, but that's fine. I do eventually want to get them released. Question is if EU5 will be under Tinto. I have some hopes for Tinto since I actually like the direction they're going with the Leviathan, but the quality control is an absolute mess. Well, now working with Tinto, I think they're a really solid bunch. Like, the way that they rallied together to fix the mess that was Leviathan when it released was, I'm not going to say inspiring, but it was certainly reassuring. Because they really did step up to the plate and get that done. In terms of how Leviathan was released, in what state, I can't comment because I was not with the company at that time. But that being said, I do need to be a little bit careful on what I say on E4 because I do have inside info. Which I'm definitely under NDA for. But in terms of like where plans are going and what we're planning to do, it's, for the foreseeable future, it'll just be patches. We want to get U4 back into the state that people expect it to be. Hell, the state I expect it to be. One of the most famous modern stories of a games company simply shutting up and getting fixing a game and going well above and beyond is the story of No Man's Sky. I'd agree with that. But that's because No Man's Sky got a lot of support from Sega? Sony? Whoever owns them. Leviathan mess reminded me of Pathfinder Kingmaker bad. I don't remember Kingmaker being bad. It was Sony? I thought so. I was pretty sure it wasn't Sega, because Total Assembly... Creative Assembly, not Total Assembly, is Sega. Somebody else was Sega. Amplitude. Humankind is Sega. Mad Clown, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Speaking of Pathfinder Kingmaker, Wrath of the Righteous should be coming out soon. Yeah, and even sooner than that, Solasta. Solasta's end of this month, isn't it? Shush. Unfortunately, it doesn't show the release date here. 27th of May. That's right. And I do have early access code to Solasta. I was waiting for it to basically get released. I've effectively decided when it comes to RPGs, I don't want to play early access because I want to play through the whole story. So for things like survival games, I'm perfectly happy to cover early access. Strategy games, I'm perfectly happy to cover early access, but RPGs, I just won't. Because, hell, I want to play it. I don't just want to be the mouthpiece for their media, PR. I'll happily hop on about it. I'll happily post news updates and things like that. I just don't want to play it myself, early access. Feel the same, chomping at the bit for Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3, just because it's so big, I kind of made an exception for. I do regret it a little. Like, I just want to play through the whole of Baldur's Gate 3, but I have a feeling it's going to be more replayable because of the way that Larian build games. Plus, their Twitch interaction was just amazing. Like, a lot of companies could take note of how Larian did that. Baldur's Gate 3 released with a massive bang and suddenly went quiet after a few days. No, Baldur's Gate 3 was pretty active for about a month. Then they had the Druid update more recently, but I don't think that got as much coverage. It didn't really add anything new, just a new class. On release, No Man's Sky was pushed under the rug by Sony, but the devs just kept on working and working and working. Well, I don't think it was so much pushed under the rug by Sony, because Sony kept on giving them money to keep on developing it. Like, developing a game after release is not cheap. So I have full credit to Sony for continuing to fund that, because they did not have to.